Hello everybody and welcome back to Enigmatica 6 Expert. And in today's episode we upgrade our bees by giving them tier 2 apiaries, and we upgrade the centrifuges to the big multi-block centrifuges. This thing produces items so fast, so I hope you enjoy. Okay, so today we are going to be upgrading our bee setup, upgrading our centrifuges to the big centrifuges, and upgrading our beehives to tier 2 apiaries. Because the tier 2 apiaries will now produce a 6 comb instead of the 3 that we're normally getting right now. So that would be a huge bonus. I would upgrade the tier 3, but unfortunately we need a lot of like runes of springs and runes of summer. I'd need 10 of each. And unfortunately, I do not have enough Osiris God shards because I also needed that to make the spirited crystals, which I may have all used up. And also syrup has to be made this way, so I'm going to have to do some like sap boreal extracting. So we're going to have to set up like a big tree farm extracting liquid out of every type of tree that we can. So yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. So we're just going to make tier 2 today, and hopefully that will be enough. Now, what I've done since last episode, I got to welcome Matt. It says, welcome home. And if I come inside, now I've got a purple crafting grid up here. So I replaced all the chests that are down below, and I'll show you what's down below now in a second. But now we've got everything stored in here. Now, it's not all stored inside discs, it's all half inside drawers and half in discs, but I might have enough discs now to be able to store it in. So if we come downstairs, boom, here is our IT hub at the moment. So all of the extra like building materials that are like a lot of things that I don't want stored in the discs here, because you can see this guy's nearly full, this guy's nearly full, and this guy's half full. But I did manage to make myself another 2 down here, which aren't full at all yet. So we got plenty of storage to work with, but it's not enough to be able to store everything. So you can see, like, I actually raised the ceiling. Actually, no, I dropped the whole room down by 1. So I was able to fit everything in a bit neater, because eventually I do want down here to be the auto crafting hub, where I'll be using entangled blocks to, like, for instance, the natural altar for nature's aura over there. I would like to have an entangled chest of it, or an entangled block of it in the wall here with a crafter on top that will input the items here, which will then in turn input the items over there, do the craft, and then be pulled out of here and then into the system. So I can auto craft the altar from over there, here, and I won't have to worry about running cables or adding extra wired networks, or wireless networks across dimensions and stuff, or long distance. So right now we're using 25k, which isn't actually that bad since we're producing 500k. So it's not that bad. But when we start adding on like a lot of like exporters, importers, crafters and all that, this power usage will skyrocket. It does allow to have, what's that, like 10 million FE in there, but we might get close to that. So yeah. In terms of resources, like 17,000 iron. You can see it all in here because behind this little trapdoor here, it looks like part of the wall, but there's a trapdoor here, and there's a drawer controller which is connected to all of these drawers, and there's an external storage thing on it which is reading everything in these drawers. That's why it can access everything inside here. It's got a priority of 1, so if I come back here and have a look at it, it has a priority of 1. So that way, everything will try and go into this drawer before it gets stored on a disk. So say I had a stack of iron on me and I wanted to throw it into the system, it'll try and push it into a drawer before into the disks. So that's what I want, and it's exactly how it works. Just change this to dirt and fill in that hole. Another thing since I did last episode, I removed the farm. You can see the farm is missing over there. Well, I've upgraded to this thing. Yeah, it's massive. And it's the exact same principle as a rotational farm that we did for cactus and kelp, but I've upscaled it and yeah, added multiple floors. So on the bottom floor here, we got beetroot, wheat, carrots, and potatoes over there. Up here, we have a fish. What? Okay. How did the fish get in here? Oh, there's water flowing down there. Okay, I'll have to get in and fix that now in a second. Let me just get a glowstone. Oh, he's drowning now. But yeah, up here then we've got dream fruit, and I'm trying to grow ditch bulbs. But I don't think it's working. You can see it just harvested it. But when it exports it out, it doesn't give ditch bulbs. These are the ones that was in the system that I put into the drawer here. But unfortunately, it's not giving ditch bulbs, it's giving glitter kelp. And I don't know why. Now, I do have more glitter kelp growing up here, but I don't think that's the case. I have a feeling, like, I've tested it, and this thing is just giving out glitter kelp. Now, I don't know if that's a bug with create and reading what these items are, or maybe it isn't actually giving anything, and I am just seeing the glitter kelp from up here, and I'm thinking it's also harvesting this guy. I don't know. I'll have to test it more extensively, but if that's the case and this doesn't work, I'm going to have to use isotopic centrifuges or insulators. Not centrifuges. That's a mechanism thing. But if you look up ditch bulbs, I'll have to use a... what's it called? To make these... piezoelectric insulator, that's it. To make more. So I'm going to have to look into maybe doing that. And the water's here, so using my silk touch, just break the glass here just to get in. And put down a glowstone block right there, just to stop the water flowing down. And fill that back in. There we go. So yeah, up here we've got mage blooms, we've got ourselves the dream fruit, and then up here we've got regular seaweed kelp and glitter kelp. Up here we've got rice and hemp. Rice is going to be used later on for making straw. Because later on, straw will be like needed for making like canvas and stuff. Since canvas is like another kind of thing we need a lot of for making like drawers and stuff. So I just got a farm for that because straw can be made by cutting up rice pendles, and I can automate the cutting board. So yeah, I just have a rice farm going. And then we've also had our sugarcane. I tried to put cactus in here, but I realized you can't put cactus in here because, well, cactus needs to use a cutting blade. Like the one that cuts down the trees. This is a harvester. So cactus isn't going to work. I'm probably have to go do cactus in its own little plot on the side here. But yeah, everything here is being powered by this windmill, which is running pretty good. I don't know how much stress it's using because I don't have the engineer's goggles, but I also have another thing set up all the way down at bedrock. You might have noticed something when I was looking at the drawer here. We have corundum. Now, corundum was needed. The white corundum and ghostly glass was used to make crystal glass. Now, originally, I did have a mini farm of it, like down here, just to like harvest it by hand, because it does grow down at bedrock up to 4 blocks tall. So, like, if I harvest all this, turn it to shapeless, I get a ton of it. You can see. I probably need to break this at some point, but I'll leave it for now. And also, yeah, you might have also noticed, I have wireless access to my network. I set up like a range thing, and it goes up to upwards of 300 blocks, which is crazy. But here is the corundum farm. We're all the way down at bedrock. Like if I break this block here, you can see there's bedrock. And I have every single color here being grown 4 times. So there's 9 colors being grown 4 times, and it produces quite a lot. And I think there's some sort of visual bug with create, because maybe I have way too many things down. And it's causing things on these blocks here to lose some icons, or not icons, some entity things. As you can see, the drill heads on the drills here are missing. The interface head and the chests are missing. But if I stop the whole structure, it goes back to normal. So I don't know what that's about is. And everything that's being harvested gets stored in this chest right here. And it gets piped up to the drawers up above into a drawer controller. Whew, okay, yeah, I think that's more or less everything covered that I have done. But there's still one more thing. In preparation for upgrading our bees now today, I have gone ahead and prepared a little room. I've got an elevator right here, and if we jump down, we've got this room right here. I'm going to have room for 4 big centrifuges at the moment. We can always expand either way later on if we need to add more, because once we get tier 4 apiaries and we start producing blocks, it might be necessary to set up a centrifuge for each and every comb. Maybe. Or maybe like 4 combs per centrifuge or something like that. But here is all the honeycombs being stored at the moment. The ones across the top here are the ones I don't want centrifuged, and the ones here are going to be centrifuged. Yeah, I think that's okay. And here is where the connections are going to be for everything. So these logistical pipes right here are going to input into the centrifuge. These are going to power it. And these pipes here are going to extract out of the centrifuges and store them in this wall of chests right here. So I have a drawer set up for beeswax because we are going to be producing a ton of beeswax with it. And it is going to produce honey now as well. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an easy way of storing honey at the moment. My idea is to set up dynamic tanks in the wall here, storing all the different types of honey. Now, I don't think we need to store every type of honey. We probably only need to store like the basic ones that are like needed for most recipes, like the otherworldly honey. We're going to need that, but you can only get that through... actually, no, you get that by using the comb, right? Oh, no, you have to do something else. Oh, yeah, you have to do a ritual to get the honey. So the illuminating honey, which comes from wood? Okay, so the honey that comes from woody honeycomb has to be stored. Okay. There's probably tons of other honey that needs to be stored. And I don't know what other ones we need at the moment. Can I see all the honeys? So blaze honey doesn't do anything. Brass honey doesn't do anything. Bronze honey, no. Okay, maybe storing a single tank of icy bee honey might be good, because I know we used 1 bucket to put inside of our reactor. And if we are going to be setting up a lot more of those reactors now in the future, maybe it might be a good idea to store some. But I'm not going to need that much. Like a whole tank, like a basic tank from Mechanism, 32 buckets, would allow us to fill 32 reactors. So maybe I will just dump this one and just use the mini centrifuge just to store what I need at the time. We're definitely going to store illuminating. Maybe I should actually be looking at honey bottles, because illuminating here doesn't say anything, but when I look at the bottles, it does have a use. But yeah, more or less everything doesn't have a use. So maybe I should just dump everything. Starry honeycomb doesn't have a use at all, unless the bottles or the blocks do. Okay, the blocks can be used for transmutation with a starry bee to make nether stars. Yeah. You know what, I'm just going to dump every honey except for the PCB one, which produces etching acid. So we might set up 1 dynamic tank here of etching acid. I think we'll do that. Right, so dynamic tanks. Let's have a look at that first. So at Mechanism, or I think actually just dynamic will work. Yeah, dynamic tanks. Is this actually difficult to make? Aluminum scaffolding and black sheet metal, which is just sheet metal dyed black. Okay, that doesn't actually seem too bad. Okay, a whole stack of that. And I'm just going to dye some of this black now. And how big of a thing should we make? That's 40 dynamic tanks. Should we just make it like fit inside the wall here? Just make it 3 by 3? Because I could make it longer instead of just having it like right here. You know what? I think just a 3 by 3 will work. Isn't there like structural glass I can put on the front here just to make it, like make it so I can see inside? Let's have a look here. So I think structural glass is the glass that you need to put in the front here. Okay, yeah, it is. So the only thing I need is a valve now. So I need a dynamic valve. So I need a fluid valve, which is easy enough. And I need a copper valve, which requires some andesite alloy. I am currently smelting up some of that, so let me go get some. Stacking 20, that should be enough for now. So what was it? The copper valve. And do I need 1 or 2 of these? I think 1 should be enough for now. Okay, and if I just say up here in the top middle, because I'm thinking of running the pipes across the ceiling into the top of this guy. So if I just come up here, I am quite a bit down from the surface, so I should be able to build into the wall here without breaking into the surface. So if I say put one valve right here. And how many blocks can this thing hold? Or buckets? 500 buckets. Or 500 million millibuckets. Now that can definitely store quite a bit of etching acid. So I think that should be good enough. Right, so then let's just get ourselves some mechanical pipes. Oh, I'm really low on them. I'm going to make a few more. There we go, plenty of them now. Okay, and now let's just see. So for instance, say the top edge right here on each one is going to be where we're going to run the fluids from. Okay, so if I do something like this, it should allow me to connect it now once I build a multi-block structure. I am going to have to re-break these things I have sticking up here because they're not going to connect automatically once I build the multi-block structure because of the way that they are. Oh, actually, should I just run it this way instead? Yeah, because now that they're sticking down and when they're touching it, when the block gets built, these pipes aren't going to detect whether or not like an actual multi-block structure has been built. So we're going to have to break them and replace them down once we've gotten the thing built. I just have them sticking up just for the purpose of showing that's what they need to do. So this guy is set up like that now. So if I just grab out my tanks actually from up above that have the etching acid in them, we should be able to now pump everything in. And whatever is not etching acid then will get pumped out into this fluid tank. Not fluid tank, the fluid trash can. So fluid trash can. Because it works on priority base, so it'll try and pump into this guy first. And if it can't, it'll move along and try and pump it into this tank or trash can then. Hopefully, anyway. That's what I'm hoping it will do. So then, if I just right-click this in like that, can I just... No? Do I have to turn into bucket mode to do that? No. Okay, so what if I just put the mechanical pipe, run it down, put the tank right there, and then use my configure and extract. Okay, yeah, so it's filling with etching acid now, and it's not pumping it into the trash can, which is not what I want. Alright, perfect. So it should pump into this guy first. Now I just need to do each one. Actually, you know what? Just to make it go quicker, I'll just do all four at once. I should be able to see the liquid inside. Maybe I haven't built up enough to be able to see it on the bottom yet. Because you can see it pouring in, but I haven't produced enough. You can see we got 66 buckets of it. Which is quite a lot of etching acid if you think about it. Right, let's leave it at that now for that. And let's get to work now on making our actual centrifuges and upgrading our beehives. Right, let's do that now. So, to upgrade to the big centrifuges, we're going to need machine frames. Now, I've already made a few of these to make the controller, but we're going to make more now so you can see how I made them. So, to make these, you're going to need rough machine frames, which are made inside an assembly controller, which have to be first made by compacting coated machine frame tops and machine bases with 2 invar. Coated machine frames come from rough machine frame tops, molten plastic, at a 4.5 bar pressure at a 1600 degree thing inside the thermopneumatic processor plant. Then the actual top machine frame comes from 2 machine frames in assembly. Right, so that's what we're going to do. So let's look up machine frame here. You can see I already have 5 of these guys. I'm going to need a lot more than that. So I have 10 of these ones. So I'm going to make myself like a ton of gears here. Now, it would be better if I did this inside of a multi-servo press, but you know what? It doesn't matter. We have so much resources and we're going to be producing even more now today. I can afford to just spend some of like the extra resources making gears. How many can we make? That's a whole stack. I need a lot more stained glass. Or not stained glass, just more glass panes. Alright, now if we just look up machine frames, because I accidentally tried to stack in. So 4 stacks, that should give us 2 stacks of machine top things. So let's go set these up now to be processed. This is going to take a while, I'd say. Do we have enough pressure built up? Oh no. Oh, okay. These guys did have enough pressure before I started recording, but I think they must have just run out of fuel. I did go ahead and gather up like a whole large tank full of creosote oil. So it has produced quite a bit of fuel, but I need to start putting it over here now. Alright, these guys are going to run out of fuel soon, but that should be enough to keep it going for a while. So, don't think it matters which ones of these go down, and there we go. Yeah, so over here in the corner, this is where I'm going to be doing this. So this guy is completely filled, temperature is 2000 degrees, got full of plastic. Just grab the plastic from here and move it over. So what we have to do is wait for these guys to be made, but I have to wait for enough pressure to be built up. Maybe I should use my time in a bottle just to speed it up. I have 83 hours. Okay, they're starting to leak air now. When it does that, it's almost ready. Okay, so while that's doing that, let's actually start upgrading our apiaries now. So to upgrade the apiaries, we need 10. 10 runes of air, 10 runes of earth. I've already done them. Soon we will be automating runes, so I cannot wait to be able to do that, because crafting these things by hand is a nightmare. But before we can actually automate crafting these runes, we are going to have to automate the production of all the resources here. So you can see we have silk and these guster eyes. We're now producing blitz from our bees, because I actually did go off and get some of the blitz, basil, and blizz bees. Went off and made those guys. I don't know if I already said that. So I made these guys, so we're producing blizz powder and all that. It's perfectly fine. So we can produce the blizz powder. But the guster eyes. Now, guster is an Alex mob that only spawns in like deserts during like a storm. So if it's raining, you go to a desert and you'll find them. So maybe if it did rain right now, that might be good. Of course it isn't. Time when I actually want it to rain, it won't. It's always raining when I don't need it. But yeah, if I go to a desert when it's raining, we'll find gusters. Now, I believe this is how it works. I could be wrong, but if we were to use the Drigamies from Ars Nouveau, after we set up like our big magic hole cave thing here, I want to set up an area in there where it's just mob farms. And by mob farms, I mean I want to set up Drigamies, and I believe this is how they work, because I have seen like a video on them, but I don't know if it is the way they work. Like you have to configure them that way. But if I just grab out the book here and go to mobs, if I know where they are in here, maybe it was under automation here. Drigamy charm. So Drigamies are often found following and tending to animals around it. They can be found anywhere, though somewhat rarely. Drigamies can be given a home in the world and will produce items from nearby monsters and animals as if they were slain without harming them. So I'm right. So I'm planning to set up cages of like every mob that I need. For instance, maybe like thrashers. So because thrashers are annoying to get. Thrashers. Am I spelling that right? I have no idea. Thrashers, I need their toots for some recipes over here. So like that might be a good thing to have. Moth, they will produce us silk. If we had cows, they would produce leather and raw beef. Pigs will produce raw meat. Chickens might give me feathers. But the one I really want then is the guster. If I can set up the guster in there, I'll be able to produce guster eyes for free. As long as the Drigamy is provided with source, because they need source to be able to use it. A wild Drigamy may be found by throwing a wildern horn near it. This is what they look like. We've seen these in the world before. And so we're going to have to definitely go off and get some of them. Happiness. Drigamy considers this home to be 10 blocks in every direction from its home. The Drigamy will use this area to produce items from any entities nearby. Your Drigamy's efficiency is dependent on happiness. This may be increased by each entity nearby with bonus for each unique type as in its home. Wait, your Drigamy's efficiency depends on its happiness. This may be increased for each entity nearby. So if I fill per Drigamy 5 mobs, would that keep its happiness pretty high and produce me a lot of items? Maybe. So what I have to do now to actually start working on producing all of the apiaries is I need to take all the bees out of each apiary now. That's not going to be fun. So give me out the bee jars here and give me out some chests now, because I need to be able to store all these things now. So if I put a chest above each one, where I'm going to be putting the actual beehives, and that should be good. I don't want to connect it to the pipe, so I need to be careful. Ow. Yeah, I was going to replace these pipes here with the logistical transport pipe from Mechanism, but to be honest, I don't think I need to, since these guys are moving the items out quite fast. I just have my power going down to power the centrifuges coming in right here. So, yeah. Right, so I need to spend the next, like, 10 minutes emptying each apiary. So, like, hitting export on each one of these guys, like so. Lock you, export, and then storing all the bees in the chest above it. So that way I'm always putting the same amount of bees in and out of the apiary. So I'm not mixing and matching them anymore. And remember to take out the bee jars. So I'm going to sit here for the next 10 minutes, emptying each one. And hopefully by the time I've emptied each one and produced the apiaries, all the machine frames should be processed over. Hopefully. Okay, I have all 10 apiaries. All the bees should be out of this thing now. Maybe it wouldn't stack to 10 if there was some bees in there. So hopefully there's not. So now, to upgrade these things now, if we press U, we're going to need sunflowers, aura blooms, honey blocks, and honeycomb. So I think I have sunflowers. I flew off so far away to find some because there wasn't any nearby. So I think I flew all the way down here. I like teleported to the swamp here and then flew around. I think this whole area here, yeah, this is a flowering meadow. This entire dark green area here is completely filled with sunflowers. So if I need to go get some, I can go there in the future, but I'm pretty sure you can just bone meal them when you have them placed down, so it's not that bad. So let's start by putting all these items down. So we need aura blooms, and I have a bunch of those, so 10 aura blooms, and now I need comb. I have plenty of infuse, so actually, give me out this. Give me out a stack of them, and give me out 10 of each. Actually, I need 20. Okay, and then honey. I need 20 honey blocks. Like so. Right, so now, there's no annoying not having flight over here. Jeez, how close do I have to get to my flight? There we go. So we can say in here go air, in here can go earth, up here can go honeycomb, you get honey blocks, honeycomb, honey blocks, sunflowers, and aura blooms. Then in here can be the apiaries. And off it goes. I should have enough aura here. There's like 5 or 6 jars here. So that makes a tier 2 one. And I'm just going to add this here to the filter just to extract them so I can just do it automatically. There we go. And now we're getting our apiaries. So I just need to wait for them to finish. So while they're crafting, let's go over here and see how far we've gotten on our machine casing top halves. Okay, we have a whole stack. That's good. So we stick these in here. It should process up, and I think we can do 16 at a time because of how much plastic we have in here. I don't know if adding volume upgrades would make this thing go quicker, like hold more, but meh. I think the volume upgrades only increase the amount of air added. It doesn't matter. We could just pipe it over if we wanted to, but it's whatever. Actually, you know what? I think I should pipe it in because we're going to be doing quite a good few of them. So let me actually break this here. Put this tank here and remove this lagging. Oh, that's not what I wanted to happen. I wanted to break the thermal lagging. Why did it break the whole machine? Thank God I didn't lose the machine because I used my hand. That was lucky, but I did lose quite a bit of pressure from that, so that's not good. But it should be still okay. So using that there and get out my configurator. Oh, I put in into the actual system now. Config. And now just tell this thing to export, and it should just fill this thing up with plastic and keep us going. It is going to have to rebuild the temperature that we just lost, but that's okay. Right, so now that's set up. Let's just grab a few more here and just stick them in this thing so we can get them going. And 22, let's just let the whole stack of them craft now. Let's go back over here and check on our apiaries. They should be pretty much done now. Yep, there we go. All 10 tier 2 apiaries. Beautiful. So I think if we just hold shift, they should face that way. Yes, they do. So as long as we hold shift, don't hit the wire, and they should face in this way. I might have to go over the center one, break a block to be able to put it in. but this works. Okay, now let me just go inside and put down this one. Actually, before I do that, give me the chest with all the bees now. That way I can input all the bees here. Oh. There we go. So if I just input all these bees now, like this. I'm actually going to leave the bee jars in there just in case I need to export them out now in the future. But look at the time now. They only need to spend like a quarter of the amount of time in there now. Actually, I don't even know if that's true. But the tier 2 apiaries definitely reduced the time by 40%. That's huge. So they should all just pop out now in a second. Especially the slimy bee. Yeah, they'll all pop out now any second. Wow, you have little to no health. What happened to you? Oh, okay. Something happened to that poor bee. But yeah, now I need to spend the next 5 minutes inputting in all of the bees. It shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, I could make it a lot quicker on myself if I just went around and just imported them by hand by placing them down on the inside. You know what? I think that actually might be a bit easier. Let me do that. Right, that should be it. All of the bees should be back down. Now, I'm considering whether or not I should leave most of the bees, like, out. Because, for instance, say, where's the icy comb? I actually don't see the icy comb in here. Oh. I guess there's probably still some, like, combs that I haven't actually, like, put into these drawers yet. So, if that's the case, I can just add them down. Do I have enough upgrades? I've only got one upgrade. I mean, I can put a drawer down there with an upgrade, and hopefully then if I add a void upgrade onto this guy, any combs that I haven't caught in here will be stored in here. For instance, like beeper, zombie, and skeleton honeycombs. Apparently I don't have any of those in here. So that's going to store in here. Rocky comb, haven't got that either. So it's just going to start storing it all in these guys that I just added. So yeah, that means I'm going to have to add another import thing. Maybe I should let the icy bee free and store him in the drawer that says do not export. So if I just release him, why not? He should have some comb come down here then. No? Maybe not. Maybe he has to pollinate first. Right, how are we doing on our machine frames? Have we produced enough yet? Ah, just got to 64 there. And we're going to have 55 to go here. So hook that up. Why did you actually stop? Did we run out? We're missing like 20. Or 10. Did I? What happened? Machine frame top? No. Don't tell me I lost some when I broke the thing by hand. Oh god, please don't tell me that's what happened. It probably did. Anyway, invar. Give me out 2 stacks of invar. And now machine base. Machine base, I need a whole stack of them. Meaning I need a ton more of these guys. Which made only 11. I need more invar nuggets. How many does it make me? 22. I'm out of reinforced slabs. Need a few more. 48. And what are we out of? Plastic. Do I have any plastic made over here? No. So give me this. And we're just going to fill it up with plastic. Just empty this guy out here. So he's got 62 buckets of it. And just chuck it in here and just produce some plastic quickly. That's 4 more. Oh, we're out of reinforced slabs now. Reinforced. I have reinforced brick. Can I reconvert this? I think I can. Wow, it's dark out here. Okay, I can convert it back. That's good. So just make me a ton more slabs. I'm going to have to set up automation for those now soon. 52. Okay, yeah, this guy's getting a lot colder now. I hooked up the pipe there to get it cold again, so now it's producing a ton more plastic. So, oh yeah, plenty of it now. Okay, so I just need to make 64 of these. There, now we should get a whole 64 casings or machine frames. All we have to do now is just grab out a bit of coal and compress it down in this basin and this press. So just chuck, oh, don't take me away on the conveyor belt. Put these items in here and heat it up. Now we just have to wait until it compresses it all. Okay, it turns out by timesing the thing by 32 allowed me to get 64 of these things a lot quicker. I didn't realize I can actually speed it up because I was worried that if I sped it up, it was going to like glitch out and hammer, but not actually create the item. But apparently it works if it does it in the basin. So now I just need to sit here and wait for this thing to turn all 64 of these. Actually, I could just speed this up too. And 64. Perfect. Now, before we can actually upgrade these things into the centrifuges, I'm going to have to go over here and rob 4 of the basic centrifuges to upgrade. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're just going to grab some of the comb as well, but that's fine. I can just go down here and store it. There we go. I was wondering where the elevator went. And yeah, there's our ICB honeycomb. So I'm going to move this up here out of the way. And I don't think there's anything else here we don't want to process. Yeah, I think we're okay on the rest. Yeah, everything there looks fine. So let's get to work on upgrading these guys now. So to make ourselves our machine frames, we're going to have to make ourselves a ton of this casing. Nearly 2 stacks of it. That might be enough. I need more infused metal, meaning I need to convert some of the infused stuff I have. So infused comb and convert more of that over. I already converted like 16 blocks of it, but apparently I need more. I don't want to do too much more here, like converting too much of this stuff here, because we aren't producing aura, and I've ran out of Rose of Oblivions. I'd have to kill the Ender Dragon again to get more. So I think we should look into maybe doing some magic now next episode, maybe testing out some aura generators and automating aura generation, and getting ourselves the next tier astral sorcery altar. I think that's what we should do next episode. And then hopefully by then I might be able to get a stream in and we can build our cave there and build our buildings over there to start doing create, because I want to get into the medium schematic thing soon. So that means building this engineer school project, which requires like these 10,000 treated wood and all these other things. So I'd like to get this set up now soon, but we need quite a big area to do it. So I'm hoping I might be able to do that within the next few episodes. There we go. Right, I'll leave it at that for that one. And let's come back over here now and start building the actual structure. So let's come downstairs. Hopefully I still have everything. There's the elevator. And put that in here. And now we need to make 4 of these guys. So 1. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Actually, we're going to need a lot more of these guys. We need signalum glass and ram chips. I can make a few ram chips, so I'm not too worried about that. I just need to go get more signalum stuff. So signalum, give me a stack of that, and hardened glass. I think I have a good bit of that. Yeah, let me just go smelt up a bit of that. Right, now I've got the 4 centrifuge casing. So casing, give me out all of that. I hope I have enough to build 4 of these. I think it takes about 36 per thing. Maybe I don't have enough. I might have to go make more. Yeah, I definitely do not have enough here. Actually, maybe I do. No, I only have enough to build 2 more. I need more for a 3rd one. Damn it. Yeah, I need a whole 2 stacks to be able to do that. And I can't make any more of this, can I? Oh, I can. Maybe I will have enough. But yeah, here's the first one built. And if we come under here now, you'll be able to see what I mean about the pipes not connecting. So I'm going to have to break these and reconnect them now. So for instance, this logistical pipe here, this will extract items, this will give it power, and this will input items. So it actually should start pulling everything over already. Because these guys are already set to extract. Aren't they? I already set them to extract. Oh yeah, you can see all the items being pulled over now. It's just very slow. And yep, now you can see these guys are going to be producing honey. And yeah, so the honey cable up here I need to fix now. So this guy, I need to break you, put you down, and extract. And now you should extract, but dump into the fluid trash can because you are not etching acid. So yeah, I need to build the other 3 now. So let me just quickly do that. That should be them all set up now. So this guy just needs to get the items now to work. And he'll actually work with the actual blocks. So if I actually wanted to, I could compress up the blocks and pump it in that way, but I'd have to set up like a crafter or a compacting drawer or something. So I'm not too worried about that. Just doing the single cones will be fine, because eventually it will, like once I upgrade the apiaries one more time, it will start producing the blocks. So I can change this out later on. But yeah, now this guy should be filling up with etching acid because one of them are doing PCBs, this guy is, and it's dumping all the excess honeycomb. And over here, these chests here should be starting to fill with random chunks of items. And you can see this drawer now is starting to fill with beeswax. So perfect. I'm just going to have to keep an eye every once in a while and just come over here and just dump any excess stuff that we don't need, because these chests are probably going to fill up really, really quick. But I don't want it pumping into the storage system just yet, because there's way too much stuff. Until after we have like pumped this through a refining system, so for instance like a mechanism 5 times ore multiplier, and then we can actually start storing it in the system because it'll automatically go into the storage drawers. But until we make like the parts in here, make ourselves like the biggest storage disk here, which stores like, I don't know, 64 million items at a time. Until we make this guy, I don't think we'll be storing anything in the system without having drawers connected. But yeah, I'm going to end it there. Hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Hope to see you on the next episode. So without further ado, goodbye.